What's half of the prison population in prison for?
Nonviolent marijuana offenses. I mean, you know, it's nothing to feel like we're getting away with it. Nothing to be casual about it. Nothing to talk with your friends openly on the phone about it. The jail is filled of people like you and me. And whenever they decide they're going to do it to us, they're going to just do it to us. And especially when that's why I'm so, you laugh at me for being paranoid. Over 50% of those people rotting behind bars right now are in there, you know, with the rapists, with the bank robbers, with the other violent criminals who have to be in there. Well, by golly, it's just packed with pot smokers. And we're the ones who they have tied down to these no-win jobs. I mean, our pot smokers sitting there in jail are doing these jobs that make, you know, local manufacturing out of range. I mean, more than the communist Chinese prisoners. We got them right here in the U.S. that are competing with.
Okay, well, and then speaking of bank robbers, I'm glad that Judge Juanita Vasquez Gardner of Bexar County was unelected by a Democrat, and I'm not even a Democrat whatsoever.
Yeah.
What happened was she let some guy by the name of Frank James Cosgrove, who was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, which is usually code for armed robbery. She gave him 3 years. 3 years. Normally that's at least 5-year minimum. And he got out in 18 months on probation. Wow. We have the nonviolent offenders, basically serving 10, 20 years.
For what?
For, you know, just either drug offenses, having marijuana possession, selling bootleg DVDs.
What?
Yeah, giving them 10 to 20 years. In fact, in East Austin, there was this guy that was hawking bootleg DVDs right outside a theater, and he got like 10 to 15 years.
Hey, heed way. We got a biker. Sorry, go ahead, Will.
In Peru, they all do it. I mean, you can't even find them legit. I had to really make a kind of a spectacle of myself when I insisted on buying the Beatles material. I bought the whole collection of the Beatles for this family I was living with, and I bought it right down there in their grocery store, you know, on the legitimate kind of CD sort of prices. But everybody else bought all their CDs. They were all illegal copies of everything.
Really?
All of them.
Big bootleg industry in
huge
Peru?
in Peru. Yeah, it was like everything on every corner. You were an idiot if you didn't. You were a gringo, you know, moron like me visiting. if you didn't.
But what I don't understand is why don't they just put like a surcharge that would go to the artists and musicians and actors?
Mm-hmm.
They put a simple surcharge on the media. But no, we want to regulate the internet further to where we're going to block content. And this is something that Lamar Smith likes to do. Lamar Smith, a representative out of San Antonio and Westlake Hills, he'd rather ban VCRs and DVD recorders and than to actually come up with a decent solution to where artists, musicians, actors, directors get paid and get their fair share. And you know, I may have had bootleg copies like Ronnie, but not in Peru. But by doing so, I've actually saved some musicians' lives. You know how they're all into some are into heroin, some are into crack, cocaine. The reason why is because you have these contracts and you have to produce X amount of albums, and the pressure is upon you.
Well, that's part of it.
And then a lot of the time, you know, they use these type of drugs as a performance enhancer, like a bicyclist would use steroids. Anyone remember Lance Armstrong? What happened to him?
Womp, 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 womp. That's a laugh right.
It's all about competitiveness, and basically, there needs to be some type of tort reform in the musician's favor.
Yeah, but the media is still making romance to Lance Armstrong like he's some kind of hero. He's an absolute
The Live
cheater.
Strong organization. That's sketchy.
We gotta
He's
do
out of
away with that.
Sketchy.
He's out of the Live Strong organization.
Well, finally, they did a big
And
story
Nike-
like he voluntarily left the
Stepped
organization.
down. Yeah.
after
right.
Nike,
What a good
after
guy.
Nike canceled his contract.
What a good guy he is. A cheater who bullied the rest of the
Cheaters
teammates
from
to become
China.
cheaters. I mean, turned other people into cheaters. I mean, he's a bad news all the way down the line. They're still making a big whoop-de-doo about him, which is...
Well, like 4 years ago, I delivered this magazine. It was like just kind of a part-time job for me. Tri-Beza magazine, and on the cover was Lance Armstrong. So I tried to be all cheerful. I was like, Lance is on the cover.
Hey.
And this guy at like this retail boutique was all like, he's like, I don't like Lance. He's like, He's like, cheater, pumpkin eater. For like the affair you have or whatever.
Yeah, we've all been hip to this for the longest time.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Everyone in Austin knows.
Yeah, I mean, no
And somewhere
secret around
Barry
here.
Bonds is breathing a sigh of relief.
That's awesome.
And Roger Clemens too.
Well, I feel bad for Roger Clemens. I
do,
like
and they
Roger
violated
Clemens a
his
lot.
Fifth Amendment rights.
I know. They totally violated his rights. He's a good man, Roger Clemens.
He pled the
The
fifth,
fall guy.
and then
He's the fall guy.
he was acquitted the first.
There's
time.
our
Then they
favorite
called him back
bookstore.
The lair,
in.
the underground.
Hey,
bunker.
let's see if Heather's there yet.
Brave New Books.
Joe Edgar. Hey, that's our sign. Stop the bleeding.
Stop the leak. Kill the medical
We need to
school
take
tax.
down the Joe Edgar sign.
You know, I'm glad that they're actually suing Travis County over that Prop 1, over the ballot
Yeah.
Yeah,
language.
they've got to.
That ballot
we gotta
language
do
is
everything.
totally misconstrued. It's more of a sale than it actually is.
Right. They do have rules for a reason on that kind of
Right,
stuff.
exactly. And no one's above it.
Yeah, especially these slimy criminals.
No one's above the law.
Yeah, and it's such a loser for the taxpayer. I mean, it's been a deception from day one through the election. On the reporting of the election on the Christian television, I heard them say, well, it's still just a 5 cent.
Hey, there's the old gringo ad. Go ahead. 5 cent increase.
Yeah, 5 cent increase. Which they don't say that means 5 cent on every dollar that your house is appreciated to, and it's not even that. I mean, it's not just one-time thing. It's for eternity. For us to be
5
paying them
cents.
off 5 more cents,
Well,
which means it's doubling basically, not 5 cents, going up by 50%.
Right.
And so it was a total deception
Hoax.
all the way down the line, and people just, well, okay, sounds good. And we're all going to be poor. There's going to be people from now on who are going to be leaving Austin, Texas, having to move because of that one idiotic tax penalty that they've shoved down our throats. So if we can stop it in any way, it'll be so much better for the future of Austin.
All right, y'all. Well, we're approaching Travis County Commissioner's Court. Ronnie's going to assert his rights to be there. And any last closing statement from anybody here is we're going to have to park and do this?
Well, on the Travis County Medical School tax, the thing is with them is they did a report on the I think KLBJ FM, and they said or I think I read it online.
All right, do you need me to drop you a block away?
Yes.
All right, wrap
I'll
it
do
up,
that.
wrap it up.
Okay. So we're the highest taxed property tax rolls
right.
in the state of Texas. We're the first. And Houston is the largest city in Texas. Now you tell me what's wrong with that. We're the 16th largest city. We're probably, I don't know what our rank is in Texas, maybe 4th. Okay, well Houston's number 1st, followed by Dallas. And I'm not including the metro.
All right, we're about to drop you off here.
Be technical. Why are our taxes higher than Houston's? I don't get that. Well, actually, I know. Because we have these judges that spend money, and the council and our city government that spend money like it's out of style. Like it's out of style, and that is absolutely wrong.
All right, well,
This
I'm
is the
dropping you off.
building.
Thanks, y'all.